Guys, Marcin here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we're going to be talking about the Part 2 fan meetup live stream that is going to be happening very soon. This is being recorded a lot earlier than it's actually going to go up, so I would ignore the number of hours on the screen there, but you can see the time, Japanese time anyway. It is the 10th of February at 2 PM, and underneath at the very bottom there you can see 5 AM, that's UK time. So if you're in PST in the US, it's like 9 PM for you. If you're EST, it's at midnight. And this is going to be the part 2 fan meetup live stream. So we're going to talk about what we could potentially see there and how this is all going to go down. This will be live, like I say, even though it's 5 AM UK time, I will be going live a little bit before that, just so we can watch it together, and then obviously I'll be making a video for the reveals. Now, bear in mind, this is not the same as the live stream that happened a few hours before Gogeta and Broly came out, where they showed all the animations and the kit and all of that kind of stuff. This goes back to the fan meetup that we had for part 1, where it basically just ended with them showing the arts for Broly and Gogeta. They just showed the TUR, like the LR art, like post and pre-transformation. They obviously mentioned that Super Bosses was a new category. But that was it in terms of what they told us about the actual new units. I think they did mention, once we got the direct translations from what was being said from Goresh, that's where they said that Gogeta was a Carnival LR, and they said that he had the taunt mechanic, but they didn't go into their kits, their leader skills, or show their animations. So I wouldn't be expecting to see any of that stuff on the live stream later. I imagine it's going to be very much the same thing, where they just show the two characters' arts. So who is it going to be? That's the big question that everybody is wondering. Now, the community is doing what the community always does, where there is definitely a front runner for who is the most likely candidate for the unit, and that is, of course, Beast Gohan, finally being released as a playable character. Makes sense for him to be there after so long. They haven't released a Beast Gohan into the game yet as like a proper playable Beast Gohan, and it makes you wonder why they've waited so long, if they haven't waited specifically for the anniversary. But there's a lot of evidence that it's going to be Beast Gohan. Now, every year the community kind of decides who the Part 2 LRs are going to be, or who they should be, and you get everyone in the community saying, oh, well, it's obviously this character, and then that kind of evolves into, then we get a lot of people saying that, you know, if it's not this specific character, then they've made a massive mistake, and that is kind of starting to happen with Beast. I've seen a lot of people saying that kind of stuff on the timeline already. At the end of the day, I do think we are desperately overdue for a proper playable Beast Gohan, but, you know, if it's not him for part 2, I'm sure whatever it is will still be super good and super hype, especially looking at how good part 1 was. But do bear that in mind. I feel like it is a mistake that Dokkan still does not have a playable Beast Gohan over a year after the movie came out. That seems very odd, considering how Dokkan has done stuff in the past. Broly and Gogeta, the original AGL Gogeta and Physical Broly Dokkan Fests, came out super quickly. We had the thing with, like, Int UI Goku came out in the game the day after the episode with Ultra Instinct. Like, that kind of stuff should be coming to the game sooner rather than later. But like I said, whilst everyone has their different hopes and expectations, there are a few things that we can look at that kind of lean a bit more towards it being, I think, fairly clear that it's going to be Beast Gohan. I can still be wrong, but there you go. So starting off literally with this, they've never done a live stream reveal thing like this for part 2 of the anniversary before, or any big celebration really. So this is a first, and to me that says that obviously this is something very hype. They obviously know that the first playable Beast Gohan is going to be a big hype thing for Dokkan. They know people want it, so it being, you know, getting its own live stream to announce it definitely makes perfect sense and goes hand in hand with that. Like, we know that the overall theme of the celebration is just super in general. I've seen a lot of jokes and memes about what the part 2 could be, but let's say, for example, it was a Super Gogeta and Super Janemba as a callback to the first anniversary that was Super and Extreme. I don't think that's likely at all, but we're just using it as an example. I imagine that those two units would be really good. However, I don't really see them doing a live stream reveal for this. The kind of, you know, it's not that kind of nuclear level hype. In fact, I do think a lot of people would be disappointed, because we would technically be getting another Super Gogeta, although I believe they do name the Fusion Reborn one slightly different, because he's actually just Super Gogeta instead of Super Saiyan Gogeta. But we'd be getting another Super Saiyan Gogeta, and then Janemba. I mean, we do need a new Janemba, so it would be cool, but a lot of people would be disappointed. I think if they were doing that, they wouldn't give it this big hype live stream, because they've never done this before, right? So to me, it indicates something extra special. And of course, on the you know, subject of the live stream, at the end of the live stream where they talked about Broly and Gogeta, where we had the hype guy there with Amatsu, he did end that presentation by doing the special beam cannon pose on the stage. Now, a lot of people, you can put that down to him just being super excited and being a, you know, flashy showman and everything. Maybe he just loves Gohan, or maybe he just loves Piccolo. But that in and of itself can be taken as a hint. I wouldn't add much credence to that based on some of the other evidence we've got. I wouldn't say that's like one of the stronger pieces, but that is a thing that did happen, so it can't be overlooked. Now, if we take a look at the Dokkan info page here for the new event that came out, it only came out yesterday on JP. This is the Dragon Ball Super Memorial Battle Movie Edition. So, as we've talked about before, this means that this event is specifically for Dragon Ball Super movies. Which, of course, you know, there's only one covered so far, which is Broly and Gogeta. Stage 1 is Broly, Stage 2 is Gogeta. I put videos up going through those stages earlier today, so make sure you check those out. And that's it. It's just those two stages with submissions, right? So for them to add any other stages to this event, those events or those stages would have to be related to a Dragon Ball Super movie. And as we've talked about again in previous videos, when we were talking about what the Part 1 teasers could be and all that kind of stuff, Realm of God, Battle of Gods and Resurrection of F are technically Dragon Ball Z movies. So if this event was to get new stages added to it, they would basically have to be related to Superhero, because it's the only other Dragon Ball Super movie. And so you might say, well, you know, what if they just don't add any more stages to this? What if it ends up being like collection of epic battles that didn't get any more stages for an extra year or something like that, which of course, you know, absolutely could possibly have been on the table. However, we do have a tweet over here from Rick on Twitter. This is someone who's known for posting a lot of data download stuff. The scrolling image on the home screen for the DBS Movie Memorial Battle event is scheduled to go away on February the 15th at midnight Japan time, probably meaning that new stages will be added with the data download for the Part 2 LRs. So, if new stages are being added to that event and the art for the event banner is going to change, then that means that it must be Dragon Ball Super being added into that as an event. Now, on the one hand, I guess you could still say they could be adding a Gohan and Cell stage to the event because it is Dragon Ball Super movies, but then not having the units in Part 2 be related to Superhero. But I feel like that would be a very weird decision. I mean, whilst it's not necessarily impossible, I feel like that would be very, very strange for that to happen. So, yeah, I think with all of these things put together, right, we've got an event specifically about Dragon Ball Super movies, of which there is only 2. One of them has been covered already, and new stages are going to be added to that event. We're getting a big live stream to hype up the release. Dokkan is still, well, it's not the only Dragon Ball game. I think somebody pointed out that, like, Fighters doesn't have Beast Gohan, but Dokkan is lagging behind on getting Beast Gohan in the game properly as a playable character. So I think all signs point towards Beast being confirmed. You can see this first reply here to Rick, very much on board with this as well. Because remember, these new stages, they give exclusive skill orbs for Gogeta, the Carnival LR, which means the new stages should give equips to another Carnival LR, who you'd think would be related to Superhero, since that's the theme of the event. So those equips will be for the Carnival LR, which will probably be Cell Max if they're sticking with the Super and Extreme. It could be Gamma 1 and 2, which would also be cool. And then obviously the Dokkan Fest exclusive will be Super type, because Broly was the Dokkan Fest exclusive in Part 1. Should be Beast Gohan. I can only imagine the community response if the Super Dokkan Fest is Gamma 1 and 2, and then the Extreme Carnival LR is Cell Max, and there just is no Gohan. But I feel like it's time. So let me know what you guys think down below. Is it going to be Beast Gohan? Do you care much either way? I know a lot of people are going to be disappointed. Whilst Twitter will be an absolute nightmare if it's not a Beast Gohan, it will be kind of funny at the same time, watching people go crazy. I think it's time we got him in the game. I think it'll be hype. But at the end of the day, as long as whatever they release is good, I wouldn't be super disappointed if it's not him, but I do think it is definitely time. Hopefully he gets a Dokkan original animation as well, because obviously, aside from the him tanking that punch and then kicking Cell Max, we already have the only things he does in the game as the physical Ultimate Gohan active skill. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they actually would give him for his animations. So let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments section. And hopefully I will see you guys at that live stream. It's going to be 4:30 AM UK time. So basically I'll be doing the Slot 1 Super podcast. This video probably goes up as the podcast is ending. And then be going straight to bed so I can get at least a few hours sleep, and then we'll be up to cover that stuff on stream. So hopefully I will see you guys there. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been The Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.